She's a sophomore, been here before, should know better. Just for those of you out there, the start is not an integral part of the 5,000. Just saying.
25 laps as I see John Anderson eye us up here. I see you down there, Anderson. 25 laps around this track. But let me tell you something.
Listen, Dwight, they can put Olympics and your medals and your world records, but on your tombstone it should say the start is not integral in the 5K.
There you go. That's my quote. The quote attributed to me.
All-timer.
Just trying to help the youngsters out there in TV land. So early on, it is Edna Kurgat, who is the collegiate leader, the senior from New Mexico, establishing the pace. And you can pretty much tell by the way they either string out or bunch up if the pace is honest or not.
And most of these women, this is the smallest 5,000 field we have seen all year long by probably 30 women, right? We've been calling fields of 47 and 42 all season long. So with 16,
it's manageable.
It's very manageable. It's absolutely manageable. And what's going to happen is because every single one of these women in this field have ridiculous kicks. Kurgat, Kraus, Kaladi, Lokady, Ostrander, they all have incredible kicks. So this race becomes tactical. How do you, in the first 2,000, save enough energy, run efficiently, so that you can set it up for the kick in the end? That first 2,000, now if it does go out extra pedestrian, somebody like an Ali Ostrander or a Sharon Lokady will come up and pick up that pace and push it.
All right, we've completed almost 2 laps in this 5,000 meters. We're going to step away as we return to the 5,000 meters. Ali Ostrander, the Boise State junior, twice NCAA steeplechase champion, is now taking over the lead. Edna Kurgat continuing to be back in second place. That is Alicia Monson of Wisconsin in the red and white, who is in third. And they've been running 78, 79, 75. They're getting themselves in the rhythm, reasonably well stretched out, but still everybody very much in contention.
If you look at this race from last year with Carissa Schweitzer, who is no longer here, her first 1,600 meters in this race was clipped off right around the 79 second for 400s. Clipped them off quarters at 79 second, and then she picked it up, and then she picked it up again. And as this race goes on, we're going to talk about how much faster these women end up coming through in a quarter split. And what's remarkable is you're running so far, you start out a little bit slower at that 79 second pace, and then these women will probably clip off right around the 3,200 mark, around 76 pace, and then the last 800 is going to be really quick.
Well, Carissa Schweitzer was so dominant. She could run whatever pace she wanted, no matter how slow. No one would ever pass her, and then she would just kill you with some killer 800 or 1,200 meters that she'd throw in the middle.
And that's exactly how she won the race last year, because Lokady and Kurgat both were in that race with Carissa, and they were within a 1 second differential of Carissa through the last 1,000 of that race, and then Carissa took off.
This race has gotten a lot more honest since Ali Ostrander got into the lead. She just clipped off a 74.3 lap after a 75.3 lap.
So automatically, this is now being run faster in the beginning part of this race than last year's national championship.
16 laps remaining.
On paper, if you look at it, it's between the two New Mexico women, Kurgat and Kaladi. Wayne and Edna trained together. I talked with their coach, and he said, listen, the best thing that our women have is being healthy. And there's 3 of them with Charlotte Proust in here as well. He said, for the last 18 months, they have been injury-free, which when you think about it, it's crazy, but they have been injury-free, and they are running off of each other in this race.
Coming up with 15 laps to go, let's step away. He was in high school, by the way, last year. It's not that he stayed out of college.
Yeah.
He's just a freshman.
Yeah, he's finally on the freshman stage as a collegiate versus the world stages for Sweden.
By the way, he's not alone having cleared that height. There are 2 over that height, but we'll get back to that as Ali Ostrander continues to push the pace. But now one of the New Mexico women and a Kansas runner, I was confused there for a moment. They have very, very similar singlets, but New Mexico is second and about 6th right now. So Kaladi has now moved her way back in. She's lucky to be in the race. She really actually false started, but they gave her another shot. So we will step away again as we're going to be coming up with 12 laps remaining. Just about right now, the race is half over at this point. So Ali Ostrander,
Wayne Kaladi.
there you go, are sharing the lead up there. Now Kaladi in the lead by herself.
Edna Kurgat
right
comes in, and Sharon Locati in 4th. Listen, these 4 women have 10 seconds faster than the rest of the field.
Yeah, it's a little fouled up, but we'll get back to that. We'll figure that out for you. 73.2 lap, or 400 meters, was thrown in by Kaladi. And now it is 1-2 New Mexico. Well, now it's 1-3 Mexico. New Mexico with 6 laps remaining.
And look at Alicia Monson from Wisconsin. She has the fastest 3,000 meter time coming into this meet. She's going to run that tomorrow, but she could be somebody that could upset.
Wayne Kaladi is leading the race, and she's thrown in a couple of tough laps. But Monson not deterred. She is right. That Kurgat with a little gap back to 3rd, and Ali Ostrander hanging on there in 5th.
Look at the relaxation on Alicia Monson's face. 2nd in the all red. Listen, she has had a fantastic indoor season. Back in January, she ran 15:34 all by herself, and then 2 weeks later at the Milrose Games, she ran 8:45 in the 3K, and that put her number 3 all-time collegiate.
Also, Abby McNulty of Stanford, the senior, right in there, as well as J.C. Smith, the senior from Air Force. 72.4 for Kaladi, and Monson went, yeah, okay, what else you got?
These women are studs. Kurgat, Locati, Ostrander, all have NCAA titles, and Kaladi was 2nd at the NCAA cross country back in November.
800 meters remaining, and Kaladi cannot shake Monson.
Monson has that ridiculous 3,000 meter speed.
It looks like they have dropped Kurgat. She is going backwards. J.C. Smith is right there, as is McNulty and Ostrander, but they're running for 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Yesterday I talked to Alicia Monson, and I said, what has made the difference? She's got 9 seconds on the rest of the field in the 3,000 tomorrow, and I asked her, what made the difference in this season? She said, my speed work, and you're going to see it in the last couple laps of the 5,000.
Kaladi cannot shake Monson, and J.C. Smith and Kurgat cannot narrow the gap. 71.2 for Kaladi, and Monson goes, okay, that's not enough either. That's not going to drop me.
Wayne Kaladi has fantastic speed as well. She won the mile at the Mountain West Indoor a couple weeks ago. So has a very, very big range from the mile all the way up to this 5,000.
We're coming up about to lap somebody. This is Abby McNulty. She was just happened to be in the pack. She is being lapped. J.C. Smith is 3rd. Kurgat 4th. No, I'm wrong. That is Fiona O'Keefe that just got lapped. McNulty is still right in there with J.C. Smith, Edna Kurgat.
Alicia Monson's running very smart right now. I'd like to see her tuck back just a little bit more inside of lane 1 instead of being on that line and out in lane 2. You don't want to run more distance than you have to.
Coming up with 1 lap remaining, and Monson is right there ready to make the move when it's right. Lap runner could make a difference.
And this is where the difficult part is. Don't pass on this curve. You've got to wait till this straight. But again, she's got that ridiculous 3,000 meter speed. And Alicia Monson having a workout on the backstretch.
Monson has now dropped Kaladi. It is McNulty that's been lapped, and it's O'Keefe for Stanford, who's right in there now, has slipped into 3rd ahead of Kurgat. It is going to be Alicia Monson who's going to win this 5,000 meters. Wayne Kaladi, who false started, was kept in the race, finishing 2nd. Fiona O'Keefe of Stanford finishing 3rd, and right there at the line, it was a dip at the tape, tough to separate. Charlotte Prowse, who we didn't see from New Mexico, another Lobo who's going to score for them. So they have 3 scores in the top 6.
15:31.26 for Monson, and she wins. Watch this pass right here. speed work that she has been talking about, get this, when she ran that 3K earlier and she was among the third-time collegians, she was only behind Carisha Schweitzer and Jenny Behringer Simpson, and just the closing speed on these last 50 meters, you will see her tomorrow in the 3,000 where she has a 9-second better time on the entire field.
Ran a 69.5 last 400 meters to win it. New Mexico with 3 scores, 2nd, 4th, and 5th. 17 points for the Lobos in that women's 5,000 meters, but it was Alicia Monson who just was playing with Kaladi those last 4 or 5 laps, and our champion is downstairs with John.
All right, I'm from Wisconsin. Alicia's from Wisconsin. We're going to talk about the Packers and cheese and all the other stuff. Now we should talk about the 5K. The race went how, as opposed to what you had anticipated coming in?
So I went out a little bit conserved, and I tried to just stay calm and know that it's going to pick up. I kind of thought it would go out a little faster, but I wasn't surprised when New Mexico took out and threw a surge in. I just tried to stay with that.
I was going to say, and when did you decide that I have to go win the race now?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, plans for tonight going into the 3K tomorrow?
I'm going to go home. Well, not home, to my hotel, my temporary home. I'm going to eat a sandwich and take a cold shower and go to sleep.
Rest well. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.